well as player Kylie over it. We're going to give coach an opportunity to go an opening back and then reopen the floor. Coach, taking Jamaica, 2 matches, your reaction?
I thought we put on a good professional performance from a defensive standpoint until we made the changes. And in midfield, some of the guys who played the first game, we really saw that the composure came into the team. We started to pass the ball and we started to create some chances. Of course, the Jamaica team some problems. Other than that, we felt that we played a European type team today. They were hitting a lot of long balls into the strikers. They were trying to play the balls on the flanks. And we stood up well to that sort of European tactic. So all in all, I thought it was a good exercise for us. On aggregate, we won the series 1-0.
First question for Coach, by show of hands.
Yeah, Coach, we know Trinidad and Tobago have been down football for some time. You've been very vocal about getting your matches and whatnot. What would be your biggest takeaway from these practices?
Well, that Jamaica league is going on. There are about 7 or 8 foreign-based players who actually in season and came here. The team is in season, and we stood up to them in 2 matches. So it showed that the staff did a fantastic job of preparing these players without any real match practice back home.
Yeah, and any player, I know you probably don't want to single out the player, but it's very important to just know which player you would have seen massive improvement from when you brought the player to what you saw here against a top team like Jamaica.
The whole 24 of them, they were brilliant because we changed the whole squad from the first match except for 3 players because we didn't have redundancy in the defensive position. So we played the same guys at the back, and they were excellent for 2 games, and they kept a clean sheet on both occasions. And our counter-attacking game that we wanted to play because we know that our guys, they're not fully match fit. So we had to be smart in the way that we wanted to play the match today, and we played how we wanted to play. We played the counter-attack, and you saw we could have finished off the game down in the end.
Question, Coach.
Why Joven didn't start there as a specific reason?
Yeah, we brought 24 players. We wanted all 24 players to play because all 24 players are vying for a position. So we started a different midfield today, a different front three. The left back was different, and the goalkeeper was also different. Only 3 of the defenders who played in the first game and started and played the whole game, played tonight. So we were really happy that Joven is also just coming back into full match fitness. So, like all the other players, so he's unattached at this point in time. So we didn't want to risk him and play him for the whole time to gradually bring him on.
These 2 matches were very positive for you, but going forward, I know what are you expecting when we have elections coming up. Do you have a better perspective going into those elections?
Most definitely, and these guys made my job a little bit more difficult by the way they played over the 2 matches against a very competent, strong the international coach behind them, and it augurs well for Trinidad football where the kind of expertise that we played against tonight, knowing that we could stand up to that and hold our own from a tactical standpoint and also from a match playing standpoint.
And what about Kelly? What was the most takeaway from the match?
I felt that it was a very good experience for the team, and to be able to play against a strong Jamaican side twice and show that we have the resilience to be able to get a win. And then the second game, even though we suffered a little bit more, we were able to show that we're a strong side also and to come out on top after the 2 games.
Kylie, we saw you when you were playing in France in the academy, playing in the States, playing in the Caribbean now. Your thoughts, the style of play amongst the Caribbean teams?
I had already played in the Caribbean because I spent 2 years in Guadeloupe, so I was familiar with the playing style, although obviously there's lots of intensity, very physical, so it's to adapt to it as fast as possible.
And coach, for you, the new format for World Cup qualifying, your thoughts about it and what it could mean for the Caribbean by extension?
It's I'll say it this way, I'll answer the question this way. Everywhere in the world, everybody gets to play everybody. Everywhere in the world, there's no teams that are seeded and placed in a hex, and everybody has had to fight to meet those teams there. Everywhere in the world, if you go in Europe, England has to go to Malta. England has to go to San Marino. Italy has to do the same. But probably Alvin Jones changed that a couple of years ago.
Further questions for Coach Kylie?
Coach, you said in training that these two games will tell you a lot about your project, especially going forward, not just for the Gold Cup, but the path to World Cup qualifying. After these two games, do you feel more optimistic now about Trinidad's future under your guidance and your project than you did before the series started?
Of course, because obviously, you know, we did the work with the guys, but the guys weren't playing matches, and we had to replicate match intensity in training. So for them to come and put on two performances back to back like this, it's a massive plus, not just for me, but also for football in Trinidad and all the other coaches who are doing good work in Trinidad, because you know we in the Caribbean have a mentality that local people can't do the job. So for me to stand up here and do the job and match up myself against international coaches augurs well for all coaches in Trinidad and also the Caribbean coaches.
What made, and follow up, what made the difference in terms of your defensive solidity? Because for two games, even though the chances were coming from Jamaica, you were able to hold on to your defensive.
Well, we understood what Jamaica was trying to do. They were trying to get on the flanks. They were trying to get balls in. We had two solid defenders who could win the ball in the air. They're good on the floor, so they're good passing the ball. And then we put a screen in Enzo Riley, who is about 6 feet also. So we put a screen in front of them because we played Jamaica in the first game and we saw what they were doing. And it was more prevalent in this match, where they were actually trying to hit those diagonal balls and hit the balls into the strikers as much as possible. So when we look back at the tapes, you know, we readjusted our shape a bit. We played with the 2 with the 1 in the first match, and then we played with the 1 holding who could mark the 2 of the Jamaicans. Sometimes they got the through ball because we was a little bit slow on recovery, but all in all, I thought the guys did well in coping with the strategy of the Jamaican team.
We good? Finish? All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks.